Okay, so I'm going to do the the unit circle from memory. So we're going to start here, and we're going to be at 0 degrees. Then we're going to go here, 90 degrees. Then we're going to go here, 180 degrees. Here, 270 degrees. And then we'll be back at 0 degrees equals 360 degrees. Okay, now we're going to do the coordinates. The coordinates is going to be 1, 0 degree for 360 and 0. And then 90 is going to be 0 and 1. Then we're going to go to 180 is going to be negative 1 and 0. Then we're going to go to 270 is going to be 0 and negative 1. So now we're going to move on to the 45 degrees. So we're going to go 45 degrees. And then we're going to go to 135. And then we're going to go here to 225. And then we're going to go here to 315 degrees. So we have 45, 135, 225, and 315. Now the coordinates for the 45 will be square root of 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2. Then we're going to go across to 225, and we're going to have negative square root 2 over 2, and negative square root 2 over 2. So then we're going to go to 135, which will be the next one. 135 is going to be negative square root 2 over 2 and positive square root 2 over 2 is a coordinate. Then we're going to go down here, and it's going to just switch up. It's going to be square root 2 positive over 2 and negative square root 2 over 2. Then we're going to go to 30. 30 is going to be our next, 30 degrees is going to be our next one. So we're going to go right here is 30 degrees. Then we're going to go to 60 degrees. Then we're going to go over here to 120. Then we're going to go 150 degree. Then we're going to go to 10. Then we're going to go to 40 degrees. Then we're going to go here, which is going to be 300 degrees. And then lastly, we'll go here, and it's 330 degrees. So now that we have that, we're going to go from 30 degrees coordinates, which we're going to have 3 over 2 and 1/2. So it's going to be square root 3 over 2 and 1/2. Then we're going to go across to 210, and we're going to have negative 3 over 2 and negative 1/2. Then we're going to go to 60. We'll have positive 1/2 over and square root 3 over 2. Then we're going to go from 60, we'll go down to 240, and it'll be negative 1/2 and negative square root 3 over 2. So then we'll have 120, which will be negative 1/2 and positive 3 square root. And then we're going to go from 120 to 315, where we'll have negative square root 3 over 2 and positive 1/2. So we got those. And then we're going to have 150 is going to be negative square root of 3 over 2 and positive 1/2. Then we're going to go across from 150 to 330, which will be one half and square root of 3 over 2. So now we're going to do the radian for all of it. So 360, the radian is going to be 2 pi. Then for 90, the radian is going to be pi over 2. Then for 180 is going to be pi. Then for 270 is going to be pi over 3. And then for 315 we have, oh no, and then for 360 we back at pi. So then we'll have, for 45, we'll have pi over 4. And then for 135 we'll have 3 pi over 4. And then we'll have 210, we'll have 5 pi over 4. And then we'll have 6 pi over 4. And then for 315, we'll have 7 pi over 4. And then we'll be back at pi again. And then lastly is the 30. We're going to have pi over 6. 60 will be 2 pi over 6. 120 will be 4 pi over 6. 150 will be 5 pi over 6. 210 will be 7 pi over 6. Then 240 will be 8 pi over 6. Then we'll have 9 pi over 6 at 270. Then we'll have 10 pi over 6 equals 5 pi over 3. Then we'll have 11 pi over 6. And then we'll have 12 pi over 6. And that'll be the whole 9 coordinates.